In just 73 seconds, 847 billion in European energy independence vanished into American corporate hands. Ursula von der Leyen didn't announce this historic transfer during the scheduled Brussels Energy Summit. She signed the classified memorandum in a private West Wing meeting, cameras forbidden, European Parliament unaware. The leaked audio from that October 15th Washington meeting captured everything. But what makes this betrayal devastating is the paper trail: 17 wire transfer authorizations, each signed personally by von der Leyen, transferring European energy sovereignty to American control. What did von der Leyen promise Biden that would make 450 million Europeans pay the ultimate price for American energy dominance? The evidence trail begins 3 months earlier, buried in Commission document EUC 2024-7789. Line 847 contained language that would restructure Europe's energy future. Von der Leyen had quietly negotiated away Europe's right to independent energy procurement, committing the EU to purchase 78% of liquefied natural gas exclusively from American suppliers for 15 years, at prices 34% above market rates. The document bears her personal signature in blue ink, time-stamped 3:42 a.m. Brussels time, suggesting she signed it in secrecy. This commitment would transfer $847 billion from European consumers to American energy corporations. But von der Leyen went further. The leaked transcript reveals her offering Biden something unprecedented: dismantling Europe's strategic petroleum reserves and replacing them with American-controlled emergency stocks in Texas and Louisiana. European energy security would be held hostage in American facilities. The classified annexes revealed darker details. Von der Leyen agreed to terminate existing contracts with Norwegian suppliers by December 2025, burning bridges with Europe's most reliable energy partner. She committed to blocking future partnerships with Middle Eastern suppliers, ensuring American market dominance. The secret meeting took place in the Roosevelt Room on October 15th at 2:47 p.m. Von der Leyen entered alone, without standard EU delegation or recording equipment. Biden greeted her saying, "Ursula, you're about to make American energy great again." The 34-minute conversation was devastating. Security footage shows von der Leyen's hands trembling as she placed her briefcase on the mahogany table. Biden leaned back in his chair, relaxed, while von der Leyen sat rigidly upright, reviewing notes she would never reference. The room was set to 68°, but von der Leyen perspired by minute 7. She removed her jacket twice, captured by the hidden recording device. Von der Leyen's voice reveals everything. When Biden mentions additional $340 per household annually, she responds, "The Parliament doesn't need those calculations." When he outlines the strategic reserve transfer, she asks only about timelines, not sovereignty implications. Biden then delivered the crushing blow. "Ursula, this isn't negotiation. This is American energy security meeting European dependency. You can frame it however you want for Brussels, but the math is simple. Europe needs us more than we need Europe." The recording captures von der Leyen's nervous laugh before she responds, "Mr. President, we understand the new reality." The most damaging moment comes at minute 23. Biden mentions this would end European energy independence forever. Von der Leyen's response, "Independence was always an illusion. We're choosing our dependency." The leader of 450 million Europeans had surrendered energy sovereignty for American favor. What the audio doesn't capture is von der Leyen's handwritten note to Biden's chief of staff: "Confirm NATO position before Christmas." Her betrayal had a price tag. Hidden camera footage reveals von der Leyen smiled when Biden joked about European energy bills doubling. She nodded when he suggested expensive American energy would force Europe to reduce industrial consumption, making European manufacturers less competitive. The timestamps reveal the chilling detail. When Biden mentioned European households would pay the price, von der Leyen laughed for 4.3 seconds before catching herself. Her chief of staff, watching from the anteroom through closed-circuit monitors, reportedly went pale and immediately began drafting her resignation letter. The immediate fallout was swift. Within hours, the German Bundestag called emergency sessions. Italian PM Giorgia Meloni demanded von der Leyen's resignation. Spanish Energy Minister announced Madrid would seek legal withdrawal mechanisms. Frankfurt trading floors erupted in chaos as energy futures spiked 23% in afternoon trading. European pension funds, heavily invested in energy security, watched $89 billion evaporate in real time. Currency traders described the euro's collapse as the fastest sovereignty sell-off in modern financial history. European Parliament opposition moved with unprecedented speed. Even von der Leyen's allies maintained conspicuous silence. Austrian Chancellor Karl Nehammer called the deal economic colonization disguised as partnership, announcing Austria would seek alternative suppliers from Russia and Qatar. The emergency session in Vienna lasted until 3 a.m., with Nehammer reportedly shouting, "She sold us to the Americans like cattle." Polish Prime Minister Morawiecki went nuclear, stating, "We didn't survive Soviet energy blackmail to surrender to American energy extortion." The financial implications cascade through European society. Independent analysis projects 1,147 annually added to household energy costs. Industrial consumers face 67% cost increases. Energy-intensive industries began immediate contingency planning. BASF announced American production expansion. European steel production would become economically unviable. Von der Leyen's secret commitment terminates European strategic autonomy. American energy dependency creates U.S. veto power over European domestic policy. Intelligence sources reveal von der Leyen received warnings from advisory staff. Commission lawyers prepared a 47-page analysis concluding the proposal violated Treaty Article 194. Von der Leyen classified the analysis and excluded its authors. Sources suggest Biden offered her NATO Secretary General candidacy in 2025. When Biden mentions the NATO position, von der Leyen asks about European public opinion. Biden's response: "You can't run NATO from Brussels without Washington's trust. Energy dependence builds trust." She agreed immediately. Current polling reveals von der Leyen's miscalculation. 74% of Germans oppose increased U.S. energy dependence. 68% of French citizens believe energy independence is essential. American LNG imports would transfer 1.2% of European GDP annually to American companies. In Berlin, citizens lined up at gas stations fearing price spikes. Hamburg dock workers threatened strikes if LNG terminals were converted exclusively for American imports. Munich households began panic buying electric heaters, anticipating winter energy shortages. Environmental organizations are outraged. Von der Leyen's deal ends European climate leadership. American LNG involves extensive fracking, contradicting EU environmental standards. Europeans would subsidize environmental destruction they've spent decades preventing. Climate activists note this makes EU carbon neutrality targets impossible. Greta Thunberg issued a statement. Von der Leyen has betrayed not just Europe, but the planet itself. She's forcing Europeans to fund American ecocide. The European Environment Agency calculated the deal would increase EU carbon emissions by 47% annually, destroying 15 years of climate progress. American planning began months before Ukraine crisis escalation. State Department memos from January 2024 outline strategies for leveraging European security fears to secure energy market control. Von der Leyen walked into a prepared trap. The constitutional crisis threatens to destroy von der Leyen's commission. Legal scholars argue her secret commitment exceeded treaty authority. The European Parliament possesses ultimate authority over energy policy affecting sovereignty. Markets are pricing in European political instability. The DAX fell 7.2%. Milan Exchange closed down 5.8%. Von der Leyen's public statement from the Berlaymont building lasted 8 minutes. She attempted to frame dependency as strategic partnership. European journalists interrupted 23 times with hostile questions. She fled without taking questions. Belgian police report increased security threats. Protesters chanted "traitor" in multiple languages outside her building. By evening, demonstrations spread to Paris, Rome, and Madrid. French protesters burned American flags outside the U.S. Embassy. German energy workers blocked LNG terminal access roads. Social media exploded with Thunder Energy Trader hashtags reaching 4.7 million interactions within hours. The leak likely originated from within American security apparatus, from Biden administration officials opposed to aggressive energy diplomacy. The sophisticated recording and precise timing indicate institutional backing. CIA sources suggest the leak was timed to coincide with European energy futures expiration, maximizing market chaos. The whistleblower, codenamed Brussels Throat, reportedly possesses additional recordings of von der Leyen's negotiations with American energy executives, including a conversation where she promised to deliver European consumers on a silver platter. Von der Leyen requires 376 MEP votes to survive confidence votes. Current polling suggests maximum 298 votes from her EPP faction. Socialists, liberals, Greens, and right-wing groups indicate opposition. Her political death is assured. Behind closed doors, even her closest allies are abandoning ship. Commission Vice President Franz Timmermans reportedly told colleagues, "She's finished. We need to distance ourselves before this destroys the institution." The immediate human cost, $340 annual energy increase, represents 23% effective tax on European families to subsidize American profits. For German families, $360 annually for 15 years. European energy independence built over decades, sacrificed for one woman's career ambitions. The leaked documents reveal von der Leyen's financial advisor calculated she would earn $4.7 million annually as NATO Secretary General, making her betrayal profitable. Von der Leyen's legacy is permanently defined by betrayal. She sold continental sovereignty for personal advancement, chose American approval over European prosperity, signed away independence without European consent. The leaked audio ends with Biden's comment, "You've just made Europe great again. Great for America." Von der Leyen responded, "History will judge whether this was necessary. Europeans will be furious when they understand what von der Leyen has done. But their energy independence will already be gone, transferred into American hands through one woman's secret signature. The betrayal is complete. The bill will come due for decades."